Let's go.
Let's go. Peep this WOM, or should I say, peep this word of mouth. I'm here with Wise Guy.
Yes.
And we got some things we're going to speak about. So, relationship talk that we did last time was so good that we've been getting some DMs and emails saying they want another one. So
y'all want another one? They really want to ask us about what we think about relationships?
DJ Khaled and another one. And another one.
Or something.
I don't know. I think it's the authenticity that we give it. You know what I mean? We're very authentic with how we speak, and we're drawing from real experiences.
And being honest with ourselves.
Honest. Like, we're being real. We're being real, and that's what's most important about this. You know what I mean? So, also, we had this bed off camera who's nice with, Connect 4. So we're going to go at it best of 5.
Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Don't skip to when we finish. Let us know. I want to see who you think is going to win.
Yeah, we already know.
I'm pretty confident.
We already know.
I'm pretty confident.
We had some technical difficulties. I'll be back in live again. I'm just saying.
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun.
He won last time. Should we tell him the truth?
Nah, we just let it be.
You want to tell him the truth?
Oh, man.
I mean, like, what happened?
Oh, with the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Might as well.
We filmed the whole hour and 30-minute thing with our cameras in the sun, and it overheated.
All the fun.
Dang. So we're back at it again.
Same
like we never left. Same convo.
Same entertainment.
Same feeling. So let's start.
Y'all ready for the...
So, bro.
Oh, God.
I got to ask you. So how you been lately, bro?
Not good. I've been better. I've been worse. It's been a crazy 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Having to deal with family issues. My dad passed away. That's a whole nother story. I won't go into about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about like condolences and stuff. It's complicated.
Yeah. Still my condolences though. But yes, I get it.
Thanks. I guess I don't know how to receive it. We could process that another day. I'm doing the best I can. It's not easy, music, getting things done, trying to make money, trying to get out this 9 to 5, but we working.
We're working.
How about you?
I can't complain, man. I have a lot on my plate, and we took some time to regroup and come back with some heavier episodes. So, stuff that the fans will like. Try to get some new fans. Like, doing this with a small team is not always the easiest. And sometimes you can get a little overwhelmed. And
absolutely.
It could be frustrating, because we have the music going that's moving. We got Peep this one. We got interviews. We got clips to do. We got lives. We got other jobs. I don't have a typical day job, but I do work. Sometimes that work is more than a 9 to 5. Sometimes I got to put in 16 hours. People don't understand.
To be your own boss, to be an entrepreneur, you don't work a typical 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 or whatever.
Yeah, you get a chance to enjoy the fruits of your labor when you do, but the labor part is real labor. And
you're not working a regular, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I think I'm going, call it out. I think a lot more in the black community nowadays, we try to preach about being your own boss and entrepreneurship and all this other stuff. And that's cool if you can do it. But being your own boss is doing work when you don't feel like working.
That's the thing. Because you got to remember, nothing moves unless you move it. It's not like when you're working for somebody, if you call out, they can either fill somebody in or they can operate without you because they're a big enough unit.
But if you're not doing it, it's not getting done.
It's not getting done. And a lot of people want to be bosses, but they don't understand. And it's okay if you want to be a follower. Like when I say follower, it's okay if you want to just work for somebody. Not everyone has to be the entrepreneurial guru. How to make 10,000. That's not realistic.
A watch doesn't work without cogs.
Yeah,
cogs.
Exactly. So, bro, you were telling me a little bit about, what's going on with you and your friend. And I think it's vital to talk about stuff like this because that's a form of relationship as well, platonic. And then we just take it from there, see where it goes. So what happened?
So recently, with my dad passing and, having to deal with that as many people do. You know, I've got my own issues going on with that, whether it be family situations, financial or whatnot. And I'm not really one to, a lot of my friends, they always say, dang, you don't ever open up. You don't ever talk to us about what's going on with you. It's not that I don't open up with people. It's that people don't ask.
Right.
I ask you how you're doing. I ask my friends how they're doing.
Right.
It's never really reciprocated.
Right.
Or if it is, they're not really trying to listen and, as I say, play tennis with me.
Right.
When I talk with you, we go back and forth. It's never just, you know, I hit the ball and I hit the ball and I hit the ball and
right.
You give it back. You give, you know, okay, well, I think this. Do you think this? But I had a situation with, and I got to talk to my friend about it. I haven't had the chance to bring it up to them.
Right.
But I was listening to them about a lot of their problems for a while. And then when the time came to talk to me about my issues and when I wanted to bring it up, you know, what's going on with me, even though they know what's going on with me, the conversation, one, didn't last long, and two, it kind of felt like they were just absent.
Yeah, those suck.
From what's going on with me. And it really made me feel bad because I'm like, dang, I'm always there for you as much as I can be. You even talking to me now because you trust me with your issues, but and vice versa, it doesn't feel the same. So anyways, I asked several people about it, and I gave them the scenario. They all feel like my friend is being very selfish, and I agree.
Yeah.
I'll figure out what I need to do about it.
So I would say, like, first things first. Well, like, how would you label friendship? Like, what's your definition on it?
For me, friendship would be commitment to understanding and helping each other out and sharing good and bad moments.
Okay.
Like on a high scale level, trying to be as, you know, generic as possible.
You know, the reason why I asked because I've been battling with that.
Okay.
A lot.
I figured it was gonna fall.
Yeah, it's all
that
good.
was my bad. I'll fix it. We'll go on.
Yeah, I battle with it, and the reason why I battle with it so much is because I've been let down a lot.
As of me.
Right? And it makes me not have a certain level of expectation for people. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it from my heart, but I'm not going to expect anything from them because of...
You're just doing it just because.
Yeah, I'm doing it from my own goodwill, my own heart, but I'm not expecting you to do the same for me when shit hits the fan. And, you know, I'm in therapy and I talk about these things, and he always used to say, Ken, you can't be Superman all the time, but they don't understand. Well, he does, but people, when I say this to them, they don't understand that.
I got a quote for you. Continue.
Yeah, that there's times, bro, where you can pour your all, and when you want your time where you wanted to share and stuff, and you get brushed off or a thing there, and I'm just like, how dare you? So why put that kind of expectation on somebody to fully be there? Now, shout out to my good friends like you, wise guy, who we've been on the phone for hours. Like when my mom passed away, that was a rough time. 2-3 hours on the phone early in the morning because I was battling with if I gave her COVID or how it even came into the household. I couldn't even think about it. But this was in the beginning stages when no one even knew the severity of it. 2 months. Right into when they announced it was an emergency, and then
lockdowns and everything.
Yeah, boom. That's what happened. So I come to realize that we can be there for people, but don't expect them to be there for you. And that might be not a great way to look at life.
I mean, it's a byproduct of, like, it's your reaction to how you've been, how life has treated you. So you have to build this logic of, if I do X, you know, Y happens. Listen, I'm not trying to game it. It fell. It wasn't my fault. I just want to make sure it won't fall again.
Right.
You know, but it's bad conditioning. It's negative reinforcement, and oftentimes negative reinforcement is stronger than positive reinforcement, in my opinion.
So true.
You know, if you constantly see that these things are happening negatively, it's always like, whoa, I want to make sure that these things don't happen, so I'm going to try to avoid it.
Right.
And then you come up with that logic. I want to talk a little bit about the Superman complex that you discussed with your
Yeah.
He's a therapist.
Go ahead.
So, have you ever heard of the anime Evangelion?
I've heard about it through you, but I haven't watched it.
That's fine. So I was watching a two-part documentary from a YouTuber. I forget. I can't think of it right now. But I wrote down a quote that the creator of Evangelion said in an interview back in the day.
Okay.
And it really caught me. So if y'all don't know, oftentimes what I do is I write down quotes for things that just like really get to me. I was going to share this on the podcast, but I think this is a good time now.
Right.
It's a podcast.
This is still a podcast.
Still the Peep This One podcast. Like and subscribe.
You know it.
You know. So Hideaki Anno, he's the creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion. He said this in an interview, and it really stuck with me. And I'm going to say it twice, so listen. I'm often told that people who don't like themselves set high expectations for themselves. But I think the people who say that don't really understand how painful it is. One more time. I'm often told that people who don't like themselves set high expectations for themselves. But I think the people who say that don't really understand how painful it is.
So break it down for me, bro.
All right, so let's break it down for about the first sentence because I had to sit down and think about this too. So I'm often told that people who don't like themselves set high expectations for themselves. This really felt like a dig in me because it made me start questioning like, well, does that mean that I don't like myself? I set high expectations for myself, you know?
Yeah, because I'm like, I love me, some me.
Yeah, but it really made me question like, is it because I don't like myself? And to be completely honest, I think maybe some aspect in myself doesn't like me. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm a far cry from what I used to be capable of from what I am now. 10-year-old me wishes he could be me.
Right.
He wish he was as cool as me, and I'm not even the coolest I'm going to be. You know, but to be serious for a second, it's like people who don't like themselves set high expectations for themselves. The reason that stuck with me as well is because I do have a problem of setting high expectations for not just myself, but I think for other people too. And we've discussed this in the last episode that you won't get to see because it didn't record properly.
Damn.
That oftentimes I'm trying to I expect myself out of other people. And that's not a healthy way of thinking because people aren't me. And I gotta accept people for what they are and accept them to be who they are and not me. Because if I do that, then my expectations are too high and then they fail me. They fail you.
So true.
You know?
So true.
And then the second part, but the people who say that don't really understand how painful it is.
Right.
You're setting high expectations for yourself and maybe even other people because everybody doesn't realize how stressful and how painful it is to see people suffering, to see the difficulties that people go through. It's like I'm setting a high expectation for myself so that way I don't hurt you.
Right.
I've seen you in pain before. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to inspire you to be a better person with everything that's going on.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, right? And there's some truth to this quote. But also I don't feel like you don't like yourself if you have high expectations, right?
Elaborate.
And the reason being is we want to see growth. We want to see us better than we were a year or two ago. So sometimes we set the bar high because sometimes when we have it at an average bar, we over succeed. So if we set the sky, right, is the limit and fall on the clouds, you still did a great job. So I don't always think people who don't like themselves. I can see those who do because I really do. I like spending time with me.
Oh, I love it.
I like congratulating me. Yeah, I like congratulating me. I feel like, hey. But I feel like even with Snoop Dogg, first of all, I want to congratulate me. I want to thank me. Yeah.
For never letting me down, for doing all my work.
I be feeling like that, right?
I want to thank me too.
But what I feel too is my issue is the way of my standards because I hold myself to a high standards. I be expecting people to do the same, and that is actually wrong of you because no person is the same.
They're not you.
But the thing that hurts now, bro, is now you how can I put this? Me, because I was gonna say something about you, but me, sometimes, bro, I give so much. I don't be asking for a lot, bro.
We've discussed this before.
I don't be asking for a lot. The stuff that I'm asking for be level 2, 3.
And they can't even give that.
And I'm pouring out from 10. And I'm okay with giving from 10. Just satisfy the thing. It's like imagine you eat some bread and it's dry as hell. You finish it and you're thirsty and you just want a little bit of water, not even a full cup. And they can't even give you that. They give you droplets.
You build the whole salad and they can't even put the dressing on.
Exactly.
Like, I built the salad, I grew the vegetables, you can't even put the dressing on, bruh.
Like for real?
But that's how it be, because we want more out of people, obviously, but they just don't want to give it.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but actually, no, it's not. Fuck that. It's not fine.
It's not.
It's not fine. We got to stop saying that. I'm not going to be telling people I'm fine when I'm not fine. I'm not happy. I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I'm not miserable.
It's not fine.
I'm being hyperbolic, but I'm not happy.
So, like, one thing I would ask you is, how did you feel? Like, now I know you were upset, and I know you want to have a conversation.
Oh yeah, I won
with
just
them.
by the way.
Did you?
You'll see. If y'all see it, put it in the comments.
Did you?
I won this round. I'm telling you, I won this round. He don't see it yet, but I won this round.
Nah, I don't.
You'll see it. It's fine. You'll see it. But continue.
Yeah, so I was saying, how did you feel?
About to fuck myself over.
Yeah, how do you feel about this, bro? Like,
How do I feel about
like that friend that you listened to their issue, you were there for them because you said they were going through something, but it wasn't on. Not that you're judging skills, but you were there for them. But when you needed them, it's like they brushed you off. So
it triggers my complex of, see, this is why I can't fucking talk to people. This is why I can't trust people. It triggers me in the sense that now I don't want to say anything to you.
Right. I couldn't.
I told you.
Couldn't stop it.
I told you. I was going.
Yeah,
I had you in the double.
Yeah, dang. All right, round 1. It's okay.
It's okay. You know.
I won the last one. Yeah, with the camera.
He
camera turned on. Yeah.
He won the one that y'all ain't see. He got me. I ain't going to.
Oh, man, no. But he killed me on this one. I haven't killed him in any. It was close calls the whole day.
I like to block people.
Yeah.
But it does bother me. It does hurt me. You can go first this time. It does hurt me because, I have a history of doing my best to be there for people.
Right.
And I realized that in my friendships, and I'll say this, I said it before, I'll say it again, I can be a better friend to you than I think you may try to be a better friend to me.
A lot. Yeah, I've seen that. And that's not because I'm looking for anything out of it. It's just that my value of friendship and my expectation for myself is set higher. Or it's just me. It's not their fault that maybe I take shit too seriously, but also, if somebody's supporting you in your time of need, right,
don't sort of just brush off what they got going on too. Mm-hmm. Especially when you got somebody dying in the family.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, I may have my problems, but I still got feelings. Like,
right.
I still got other feelings outside of that. It ain't just that, But at the end of the day, I've been juggling this question of what we talked about in the last episode. I didn't get filmed as well.
Right.
Going through my phone, and maybe I should, just get rid of some of my contacts. There's definitely some contacts that, there's people that haven't done anything to me, but we don't really talk. We don't really have anything. They don't going on. They don't really bring any value to it.
So you're thinking of doing a little phone sweep?
Exactly.
Yeah, I do that once a year. Once a year, because I do a lot of networking and stuff, and I do a little phone sweep. It's if you're not serving a purpose in my life, or I don't feel that this is needed, because there's times where I might be a good friend to you, but to me, maybe the friendship is not needed. So if you want to contact me and reach out, cool. Yeah. But as far as having your number around and keeping, like, oh, this is going to be a friendship, like, again, You've done a video on this. I have done a video on this. There's categories to this, and
There's layers
not
to this.
everyone is a friend. And just because I might be a good friend to you, you might not do that same to me. And again, my expectations is extremely low. So if I already put you in a certain category, I'm not saying you can't get out, but you got to show me that this is even worth. Because when I go in as a friend, I'm there. You getting time, you getting effort. I'm a listening ear, whatever that you need. Because also we have to understand our friends' language, whatever that is. Some people, when they call, they just want to vent. And I'll be there to listen. You know, if you want the advice, I'll know when to do that. And sometimes we don't have that same. And not that it makes me bitter, but it makes me very observant to how funny people could be. Like, you could be there, you could treat them well, and then all of a sudden, they just treat you like you're nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I just had to go check the camera real quick because we don't want no more mistakes. You know, things getting overheated. But this actually jumps into the topic that we're going to talk about in a minute, but also, you know, the topic now that I want to bring up. Do we deserve good friendship sometimes? Are we, like, do you deserve some of the good friends that you have? Do you treat them well enough? Do you deserve that level of commitment? Are you worthy of it?
A lot of people are not going to be honest with you, Fred.
I don't think sometimes, like, and I try to be the friend that I want my friends to be.
Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on. Sorry. We're going to start. Hold on. Real quick. All right. I said your name. I want to keep it. No, I prefer. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. That's not what, you know, it is, wise guy. That's just not what it is.
It is what it is. Sometimes, like for me, for example, I try to be the friend that I wish my friends or I want my friends to be. You know, the golden rule: do unto others as you have them do unto you. Whatever the fuck that shit is. But unfortunately, we don't live in a fairy tale of allegories, quotes, and biblical scriptures. We live in the real world. Well, that's me. We live in a real world where people don't value things and they take things for granted.
Right.
You know, like the fact that I just won.
Whoa. Two for two.
You want to take a break so you think about it?
Nah. Run it back. But, continue, bro.
But overall, I don't think that oftentimes, like, there's definitely some people that are associates that I don't consider friends, so I'm not worried about them.
Right.
But then there's definitely some friends where they definitely have not been a good friend to me. There's some people where I definitely haven't been a good friend to them. I may have made a mistake too. Shit happens, but I apologize and I do the best I can to improve. But it's my commitment to do better to you. Do better for you. And even though we get caught up in our own aspects of life and whatever the hell's going on, if you want to, you got to be this tall to ride this ride. You got to be this level of committed to have this relationship with me. And I have to bring that up because this is something that definitely hurt me.
Right.
And I mean, I go back and forth because I'm like, come on.
But you don't really ask for much.
That's the thing. Is like, I don't be asking for much. Like, when do I ever openly say, hey, X, Y, and Z? When have I asked?
I have to sometimes just do it, and you be like, dog, you don't have to.
Let me know. I'll hook you up.
You know what I mean? And you be like, I don't have to. And I'm like, nah, bro, this is how it is. And yeah, so when you told me about this, I was like, dang, this must really sting just on the mere fact that I know how giving you are.
It hurts because I'm sitting here and I'm with you with your issue. And then you know I have all my stuff going on. And I guess, you know, maybe your stuff is more important to you. And that's life. But come on, man. Like, anyways, I don't want to ramble. All I'll say is that listen to your friends. Don't be shitty. And understand that your friends may have problems that although you may not have gone through, although you may have different lives that give you different issues, don't devalue their issues over yours.
And sometimes, like you said before, friendship is about giving. Not a give and take, but a give and give.
A give and give.
And there's times where you might be going through your own issues, right? And there's a level of understanding, yeah. But if somebody else is going to, give, y'all can share back and forth.
Yeah, it's like I'm not like me and you. It's a give and give. I don't just like I take something from you and this and that you take. No, it's like you need, I give.
Exactly.
One of the things that I do with my friends, with my close friends, is that when we go out to eat or whatever, it's like, if I got it, I pay for this. You get the next one.
Right.
Or whatever. Like, I got you. I'm not worried about you paying me back. We just give to each other. We look out for each other.
Definitely.
Like, even just recently, when we got some food, it was me, you, and Dajonte, and I was like, all right, I got this one. I ain't do it because,
Right.
I was trying to make a point. It's just that, no, one, I can afford it. Two, I want to do it. I know you got it.
Right.
I know he got it. But I got it this time.
Yeah. And that's just true friendship. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes it makes me wonder, like you said, do we deserve the good friends that we have?
And you know how we can segue that?
What?
Do we deserve the good relationships that we have with our significant others? Do you deserve a good lover? Do you deserve a good boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife? Do you deserve those good relationships?
Right.
It's too late, bro. I'm gonna be nice about it, and I'm gonna keep it going. I'm interested.
You can keep it going until you lose.
What you mean? You don't see?
I do see it.
I'm
really
gonna antagonize. I'm gonna avoid it for now.
Okay. Me too.
He's like, we gonna keep it on one side, but
we go keep it going.
But have you ever asked yourself? So let me ask this to the audience, guy or girl, I don't care which one you are. Have you ever sat down and listened? And I'm not saying that I've this for my friends or whatever. I'm just saying it for the audience. Have you ever sat and listened to your friends talk about their relationship issues or whatever that's going on, and then you sat down and said, I don't know if you deserve a good girlfriend or a good boyfriend. I don't know if you deserve a quality person. You're not always that cool. You're not always that nice.
A little shitty.
Yeah, like, you're not a horrible person, but it's
right.
like, I don't think you're ready for a functional, committed relationship and everything that comes with it.
A lot of people don't do enough self-evaluation to see where they are. And sometimes, even with friendship, there's a level of, it demands a certain level of requirement to be that, person's friend. Do you meet the requirements? It's like a job application. Do you meet these requirements? How is your resume looking? Like, how is your friendship with other people have been? Like, sometimes we take for granted the people that come in our lives. And yes, there's times where there's a season where they may just be there for a little bit, but sometimes even with that season, we treat them crappy. You know what I mean?
That is true. I've been guilty of, maybe not valuing people in the past sometimes, or even, it happens, I can understand. But it's also, he saw, I made a whole I made a whole nother one.
Oh my gosh.
I made a whole nother one. I ain't want to play with. I'll fuck y'all up too.
He will.
Come catch these connect forehands.
He will.
But in all seriousness, if you can sit down and ask yourself, do I deserve a good relationship? And if you can honestly say that you deserve one, and you can qualify it and say that's worthy of it, then maybe you have a case. But if you can say that, I think if you can say I don't know, I think you're on the right track.
And I also think you're on the right track if you honest with yourself and you say no.
But that's the thing. People don't want to be honest with themselves. Everybody wants, but they don't want to be honest about what they deserve.
Yeah, friendship is a level of commitment that a lot of people are just not ready for. Why I say this is,
I think we think we're entitled to it.
Yeah, and we throw this word friendship around, but like, how does it look like when you're in the trenches, when you're going through something? Can that person be there? Like, I've heard Snoop Dogg says, listen, I have 11 close friends.
That's a lot.
Right? But he said, I have 500, I think he said 500,000 people who can say they're friends. And what he was basically saying is there's a different level of the people who are close or the people who just say we're friends. You know, you might have a work friend. You might have a, we go
Work
play
friends
ball
are different
together.
from regular friends.
You know what I mean?
Y'all just
It's not
coworkers.
the same. Y'all just co-workers that are cool.
Like y'all, I call them like it's rare. I think it's rare that you have people at work that are actually a friend. They're more like allies.
Right.
It's like when we're here, we got each other's backs, which is great. But y'all more like allies.
Right.
I ain't real friends, whatever. So ask yourself: do you deserve a good relationship? If you are in one, do you deserve that person? Ask yourself that. Sometimes I don't think I'm worthy of it, but that's a whole nother complex that I got. So I'm not gonna go into that. But I know you had a real question you wanted to ask.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, we did talk about this, and we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, you wanted to bring it back up.
And I wanted to go more in depth. Do you honestly believe? Because we're talking about friendship, and I'm talking platonic right now. Can you think men and women can genuinely be friends? Like genuinely be authentic friends.
And I still stand by it is possible, but only if you put your cards on the table. Like, yes, it could be possible even if you stay in denial, but it can only be possible if you're honest about your friendship and how you feel about them.
Right.
Because we've discussed that, oftentimes men and women are just friends because one of them wants to have sex with them, but they can't get in a relationship or whatever, so they just remain friends and whatever. You did mention that.
Do I have female friends? Yes. But there's a level of, I guess it has to be where one party's not attracted to the other. Because, bro, especially when it comes to men on the men's side, when they have the opposite sex who they say, yo, I'm feeling, I want to get to know. They say, no, I'm not interested. Let's just be friends.
That's not authentic friendship. That's ulterior. That's open ulterior motives.
But the problem is they try, and then we call it friendship. We call it friendship.
And I blame the people as well that accept that for friendship, because what you're doing at that point is you're negotiating a relationship, and you're basically saying, I want a hamburger. Right. And they're saying that I can't give you a hamburger. And then you're saying, all right, can I just get the bread then? And you're like, all right, I'll give you the bread. But the problem is that you want the hamburger. And now you're going to stay around because you want to get the hamburger out of them. They're not agreeing to give you the hamburger. You know that they want the hamburger, but you're like, all right, I'll give you this. But you know in your heart of hearts that they want the hamburger. You're both not being honest about it.
Yeah, you're waiting for the opportunity to show. And that's the problem with a lot of things there. Because a guy especially is waiting for the shoulder to lean on. And then when he lean, when I'm here for you, baby.
But
I'm here for you, my friend.
Responsibility on the women that may be using them as a placeholder for male attention.
That's true too.
I will openly say, I ain't gonna call no names, but I know I have female friends that find me attractive. We'll get into that in a minute. But I know I have female friends that find me attractive that have definitely, and not even friends, but like associates in the past too, they have definitely tried to use charm on me. To be a bit more specific, if you know what this word means, they tried to use egg yolk on me. If you know what that means, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm not in that world. I grew up in the black community. Egg yolk is not a part of my culture. It just doesn't work on me.
So what is egg yolk?
Cuteness. It's like basically like girls that try to use cuteness in a certain way.
Got you.
It's like from the Korean community. It's like, trying to be cute or whatever. Like, oh, oppa, you do this for me, oppa. And I didn't like that because I felt that was emotional manipulation, because you don't see me like that. You don't see me as a potential suitor. We just cool. So for you to be like that to me, I get it in a cultural sense. But to me, I felt like that was a manipulation of your feminine wiles and your feminine charm to get something out of me.
Truly understand.
Especially when I know you don't like me like that. Outside of egg yolk, I've also had some girls that, definitely You know, when I was a little bit more muscular, you know, saying that I had one friend one time. They definitely like, you know, I'm like, I know we don't have that relationship, and they're like, oh hey, isn't it?
Oh, touching out.
Arm. I'm like, what the what are we doing
What's
here?
going on here?
What's going on here? Because I know dang well if I had put my hand on you like that, everybody would be looking at me weird. And I'm like, okay. But that alerts me that there is some sort of physical attraction there.
Right.
And that's when I want to go to the next part. It's your turn, by the way.
Is it?
Yes, so your turn. But like that's where I want to go to. Like, I want to ask this question. Then. Can you be attracted to your friends?
Can you?
Do you think so?
Yes. There is.
And still maintain a friendship?
See, that's the problem.
Still don't want to concede to this.
No, here it is. Hear me out.
I'm listening to this.
So, yes, you can be attracted to your friend.
And still be friends with them.
And still be friends if you're mature enough not to act on it. But a lot of times, especially on the guys'
they're not
part,
sincere.
They're not mature enough to do because it's not out of sincerity. So what happens is they become their friends because they're like, oh, this is an option. But they're really trying to wear the girl down. Agreed. Waiting for an opportunity. Waiting for that guy to mess up. Yo, when you start texting and, oh, how are you at 1 a.m. and all, you know what you're doing.
But like
you know what you're doing.
But then that's also on the girl's part because you got to, I don't know any female friends texting me after a certain time unless they need help with something.
You're both using each other. But the problem with it is, that's the thing. It's hard. You're not your full true self.
You're not being honest with what you want.
Opposite sex as you would. And even with male to male relationship, female, sometimes those don't work either. But I've learned in my circle, find a circle of people who value friendship, who you can talk to, who you can share with, who you can build with, who you can be vulnerable with. Because, dog, there's even times where if you can't even cry amongst your friend.
Nah.
No, I'm saying if you can't.
I don't feel comfortable.
If you can, then you got to also be looking at it in a sense why. Because even when you cry in front of a female, there's a level of vulnerability
you gotta be careful
that she will use against you. It's hard. People say, "Oh, you can be transparent." No, you can't be 100%.
Because the minute y'all get into an argument, she gonna be like, "Oh, she gonna use crying like a little bitch," and this.
Yeah,
and that.
She's gonna use your insecurities against you.
She very much will.
How many times you hear, and that's why, like, you hear relationships where arguments on the outside, and that's why your dick little, or that's what they would do the most. Crying about this. They do the most things to try to attack your ego and self-esteem. Take you down. I don't know, bro. I find it hard. What do you think? All right, when it comes to the friendship, attraction. Like, okay, talk to me on your end.
I think it's perfect. It's your turn, by the way. I think.
Damn.
Well, here's my take, and I have a very nuanced take. I know it's nuanced, and I know people may not agree, but here it is. I can be open and honest about if I find a friend attractive or not.
Right.
I do have female friends that I do think that are attractive. Do I want to sleep with all of them? Of course not. It's not worth it. It's not just because I find you attractive doesn't mean that we should have sexual relations. I've said it before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. I said it 2 hours ago, and I'll say it again because it didn't really feel. I think that attraction is like a museum. When you go to the museum, you look at all the paintings, you look at all the pieces, you think that's great. I love how that looks. That will look beautiful in my bedroom. But you don't take the pieces home with you. You don't take the art home with you. The art is a stand-in for the attraction that you have for people.
But if you could.
But you can't.
But if you could.
But you can't take everything home with you.
I know you can't take everything, but if you could get that one art piece.
Me personally?
Yeah, if you could get that one art piece that you've been eyeing, like, damn, I really want this Mona Lisa in my bag.
I don't think so because...
I don't know, bro.
For me, because I have to ask myself, is it worth... Make sure. Yeah, it was my turn to go.
Yeah, it was.
I think. I don't know. Either way. But it's like, no, because even if I do find a friend attractive, right? Let's say I do. I find you attractive. Am I interested in having sexual relations with you? Now I got to ask myself, do I?
Right.
Even if I am, even if I do, even if I would be interested in you doing that with you, is it worth it?
Yeah, but you're a different type of man than a lot of the others. Why I say this, bro? You're not acting on. You really do be valuing friendships and not acting on the lustful side of you. Because if you were, I bet you, like how a lot of these men that we both know, when a woman is down, that's when they're on the prowl. They're just waiting for that opportunity.
That's me.
You feel me?
You're right. I mean, we both seen men prioritize.
Well, good game, sir.
That's 3-0.
Because once I put that there,
I won that one.
He won.
Like, my argument is just that
couldn't keep running.
You gotta truly be honest with yourself about what are you here for with your friendship.
Right.
But all my friends, even if I find you attractive, that don't mean I want anything out of you. And even if I am interested in that, I have to weigh for myself if that's worth it.
So you don't act on it, which is good.
It's like, even if it was presented to me, even if I'm like, listen, I find you attractive, you find me attractive, I want to do this with you, like you want to do this with me, and I would want to do this with you. But at that point, I got to ask myself, and I quote myself, is this worth the headache? Is this worth the headache? Because I can hook up with my friend and still maintain a friendship.
Right.
And like, I can do all this and this and this and this, and still like, yeah, I'm still your friend. Like, just because I do this with you doesn't mean anything, because I compartmentalize a sexual relationship, a friendship, and a romantic relationship.
Okay.
They can all bleed into each other, but I know how to separate each one and keep them separate. Because of that, I can understand that just because I want to do this with you doesn't mean, just because I may want to have sex with somebody doesn't mean I may want to be friends with somebody. Just because I may want to be friends with somebody doesn't mean I want to be in a romantic relationship with them.
So maybe my thing would be men and women can't be just friends so easily. So easily. I'll put the so easily part there.
I want to know if gay people have this problem.
I think so too.
I wonder. Like,
I think if there's
comments, please, I'm very curious. Do you have this problem with the same sex?
If there's an attraction, I don't think. I think if you still have an attraction to somebody else,
here's the argument that I've heard certain people say. They definitely say that, like, a lot of fear from men with homophobia or whatever, especially back in the day, is that if somebody's gay, they're going to find me attractive and they're going to have sex with me. Now, that's a very hubris way of thinking, because that means you think that just because somebody's gay, you think you're special enough.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking that level, though.
But
yeah,
I'll make the connection. Yeah. The idea is that because I know that you swing the sense of finding me sexually attractive, because I know that you may find me sexually attractive, because I know that you're interested in my gender, then you must find me attractive.
Yeah, but that's far-fetched from what we're talking about.
But that's my point. That's how it is. Yeah. If you think that somebody, just because...
But if two men who genuinely find each other attractive and want to just be friends, I think the same issue would come across as even with two females or thing there, of the just being friends without trying to cross over. Now, that's my thing I'm saying. It's more that they can't be just friends.
Why can't they?
It's because there's always going to be that one person out of there is going to try to, I don't want to say competition, but they're going to try to compete for that girl or guy.
They want more.
They're going to want more. And I'm not saying, now there's beautiful relationships that where, y'all both kind of have an attraction. Both of y'all are you have that talk, you're not acting on it, you become genuine friends, you get to know each other, then eventually it blossoms into something huge. I get that.
I'll say that, not to cut you
off. Go ahead, I'm just curious.
Also, too, sometimes you just have spur of the moment sexual attraction. Like, there's definitely times where you may not be attracted to your friends, and then another moment where you may be. Like,
you
don't
dicking them down, huh?
This guy.
That's what you're trying to say.
This guy.
Become wise guy friend, you might get a dick.
Don't. Yo, chill. You gonna put me on a t-shirt.
Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
They gonna have me on a one.
Don't worry, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna have the beep right there.
So, all right.
No.
I use this like we did in the last one because I think it's good. So, let's say that you have somebody. So, how do I want to say this? Let's take somebody's interest in adult entertainment, right? What somebody looks for in adult entertainment may be different from what they have in their regular life, right?
Right.
So, when people romanticize or fantasize what they prefer in their adult entertainment, doesn't always add up to when they get it in real life, right? And just like a relationship with a friendship or whoever, you may think that, oh, we should be in a relationship, this and that, it's going to be good, it's going to be that, but you're romanticizing it from the outside perspective of the friendship. Maybe you don't really want to be with them. Maybe you just want sex. Maybe you just find them sexually attractive.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to accept that just because you find them that way doesn't mean you got to fuck them. I have attractive friends. It don't mean I want to fuck all my friends.
Right.
Like, I don't care enough to do all that. I have way more important things to do. Even if I do find you attractive, I don't mean I want to do it with you.
Right.
It's like,
that's true.
And so it's like, so you think it's special because I think you're attractive?
But that's a little different though, because you thinking they're cute, but you're not seeking something from them.
But it's also like, even if the opportunity is brought to my table, I will always ask myself, is this worth the headache? Because I'm being honest with myself instead of denying the fact that, oh no, I don't find her attractive. She's like my sister.
How many people we know? That's just the bro. That's just the sis.
That's a fucking lie. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop calling somebody a bro and stop calling somebody a sis. You try to use this nomenclature as a way to...
A lot of people be sleeping with the family then, if that was the case.
Listen, ain't we all related? Ain't we all African in our core?
Oh, boy.
Wakanda forever.
I don't think that's what it meant, but... oh, gosh.
Long live the king.
Oh, man.
But, in all seriousness, it's just that, like, even I in the day have used that without really thinking about it and realizing that, listen, only person I think of like as a sister is my fucking sister.
Right.
You know? Ain't nobody else to me on a level of that, because in my friendships, if you want to consider yourself as a female friend to me, if you want to consider yourself to me like a sister, you got to treat me like my sister actually would to a certain extent. I'm not going to hold you to that same caliber, but be a sister to me because he's my brother.
Definitely.
He treats me like a brother actually would. If you're going to be a sister to me, you got to treat me like a sister actually would.
Right.
Maybe, give me advice about, my women problems, or, we just like, even keeping it outside of gender roles. It's like, he talks to me like a fucking brother, but we have that relationship.
Right.
We have that rapport.
Right.
And like, even if like it's okay to be attracted to your friends, why do we stigmatize it? We're humans.
No, I believe it's okay. What the problem is that we just don't stop it at, you know what? Yeah, she's beautiful. Damn, she's fine. But
I just want to make her mine.
But yeah, that's what it is. We want to get to that level of, I do want to have something. And sometimes that's what the issue is, because that can cause a lot of controversy.
Maybe because we don't talk about
friendships. That's why it's hard, bro.
I know it's hard, but you know what else? You know what else is hard? Therapy. And people are talking about going to that.
That's true.
People are talking about opening up about that.
I just don't like.
I know it's a false equivalence.
And
I know.
And for me, it's not like I'm saying don't, because I do have female friends. I don't have a lot now.
I agree. Mine is definitely
It's under 5. Maybe 3.
I used to have a lot more female associates. I didn't really call them friends.
Yeah.
I'm more of a friend to them than I felt like they've been to me.
Right.
And it's shrunk over the years.
Right.
Because people get older and they, They pair off. And two, because I have a personal belief that a lot of times, just this is how society is, men and women have friendships when they're younger, and then women will have male friends that'll be male friends, but some of them are men in waiting or like potential suitors, until they can find their forever man. And then when they find their forever man,
they let you go.
Then they don't have any male friends anymore. Now I understand that dynamic,
right?
But then it's like, let's say,
okay,
hypothetically speaking,
yes,
you got somebody who's your homegirl for forever.
Yeah,
she's your sister, right? Whatever. Y'all look out for each other. You thought she's your sister. She eventually finds a man. They start dating. You let them do the honeymoon stuff and they talk, whatever. But as time goes on, you know, you hear less and less from her. She don't need your support. You know, she got her man in this and that, which is understandable.
Right.
But then essentially your friendship just falls apart. Now, y'all have a relationship akin to me and you. Is that really a friendship? Because even though she may have done things for you like I would, at the end of the day, the stipulation was until I find a husband.
Well, maybe she was a friend for the season.
She can be a friend for the season, but ultimately, what is the true value of the friendship if when you find I'm going to be replaced by a man?
That's true.
And I'm facing this dilemma right now with my female friends or whatever, because it's like I'm your friend because I'm your friend, I call you my female friend because you're a female, but you're my friend.
Right.
There's no difference. If you're my friend, you're my friend. I don't give a shit.
I hear you.
But that's a double-edged sword against me, because they may still see me as a male friend. So then when they find their forever man, bye.
Yeah, and it's to also not make that man feel like it's a threat.
If you're going to fuck that man, you was always going to fuck that man. There's nothing I could do to stop it.
Right.
So there's no point in getting jealous.
I don't know. Some people do, you know? It is what it is. But, all right, so I hear you on that, and I agree. The only problem that I'm having when it comes to, like, the dynamics of male and female is just that it's not, like, even if you're feeling each other and stuff, what happens is we try to show this facade like, oh, no, we're just friends. But in the back of your mind, you know what you want. You know what you're trying to do.
Because
maybe even she, because sometimes girls do it too. Not as much as guys do, at least in our culture. But a lot of guys be plotting.
Oh, I think that's just guys in general, because we're cursed with physical attraction. You know, so we can't really avoid that.
Right. Definitely.
So we're cursed with physical attraction. You know, we're physically stimulated by we're stimulated by things we see. We're physically stimulated.
Definitely.
So somebody could just be walking by and we know turns us on and whatever and this and that. But we don't chase everything that we see. You know, once again, I have attractive female friends. Am I going to chase every female friend? It's okay to have attractive friends. It's okay to be sexually attracted to them. I'm not telling you now to go and tell all your friends that you want to fuck them. I'm not telling you to go do that. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But what I'm saying is that it's normal to have those feelings. What you do with that is up to you. I ain't telling you shit.
And that's the issue too. Still, what you do with that is up to you. And a lot of people, what they're doing is just waiting for opportunities, or they're utilizing that friendship for a benefit, which friendship is a give and take, or give and give, and a give and take. You know, it's both, right? But this is what you will see. And then tell me if this is genuine. All right, she doesn't have a man. You're doing a lot of man duties, boyfriend duties, meaning you're on the phone with her for hours. You're listening to her complain. Y'all go out for dinner dates, and we're just friends, but you're going out for dinner dates. You're doing all these things, right, without the title, right? The guy is getting the benefit of the validation of having a girl that kind of looks cute on his arm from time to time. They can joke. He's plotting, right, to try to eventually win her over. She's just like, I don't like him,
but
right?
I'm using him.
But I'm using this because I don't got a man. Because who's paying for the dates a lot of times still? Yeah, sometimes they do 50-50, but you know the guy's gonna try to show that he can provide. It's that. So that's what makes me so
Conscientious of it.
a little bit have a little bit of.
You don't believe in the aspect of men.
Yeah, it makes me very curious. Like, so what's the aspect of the friendship then? If it's more on a we're both kind of manipulating, or one is manipulating, or one is using. You know what I'm saying?
I think it still goes back to not being honest with how you feel about your friends.
Right.
I know it's a lot more digging. Like you got to really understand how you feel about you and how you feel about them.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
like I can be honest and say like, yeah, you know, this is how I feel about you. You know, this is what I think. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything though, because
That's true.
Once again, I keep saying, is it worth the headache?
And the difference between you and a lot of men is the intention behind it.
Well, because they're thinking with their dicks. I mean, we're all guilty of it as men at some point. We're all guilty of thinking with our dicks.
Very visual. Yeah.
You know, it's a curse. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think women will never truly understand the curse of you're just minding your own business and something can distract you, and it's just like you're not trying to rubberneck, but it's just
it happens.
You don't mean to, but then it's like I shouldn't do that.
It happens.
You know, I'm definitely not going to sit on my high horse and be like these men and this and these men or that, but definitely
Not even me. I hope people don't realize I'm not anti-man.
Oh no, I don't.
Because I'm a man who keeps it real. What I'm trying to say is, I more along the lines feel like these are not real friendships. What these are is, now there is ability, when I said this on the podcast.
It's a what's it called? It's a business deal.
Yeah, I said it on the podcast before that yes, a lot of the friendships between men and women is when the man is not attracted to the women. Where those are the greater relationships.
But then it's like,
or
is it wrong to have attractive friends? That's what I think.
It's not. But when you have that attraction, and it's not like you where you're, what was the word that I would say? Where you can say, you know what, I identify that my friend is attractive, but it's not worth the headache, and you're not going to pursue it. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys. We're in predator mode. We're in that's the prey. Not saying women are prey. What I'm trying to say is men see women. That is a scenario
that does happen.
When men see women, they say, all right, if I can't get her like this, let me be her friend, and hopefully I wear her down. Would you think, me and you are old enough, Family Matters, Steve Urkel.
Okay. Oh yeah, Steve was a fucking predator. I don't give a fuck what nobody said.
But yeah, she's seen him as a friend. But every opportunity
Steve was a fucking predator. And then, well, not in like a violent sense.
And not in violent, but you see he really wanted her.
That was very prevalent in the 90s and before.
You see what I'm saying?
The nerd character that just doesn't know how to take no for an answer, and the women don't see him as a threat. So they're like, no, we don't want you. I'm like, yo, if a girl's trying to get if I got a neighbor that's constantly trying to fuck me, like I can't get in my door without you trying to, you know, like get at me. Like come on, bro, that's wild.
Yeah, but you saw that, right? He even had a bad shorty, but still was obsessed. But I'm only saying this on the sense that's an extreme.
Her person died, but go on.
Yeah, that's an extreme, of course.
But there's real life examples.
But you see what I'm saying?
I've seen it in the workplace. I've seen people that'll be like, oh, he's like my best guy friend at work and this and that. I'm like, no, he clearly wants to fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, so he's grabbed your ass before drunkenly and he's apologized and he's done this and this and that and he's done this and done this and this and that. He's clearly attracted to you and he's done things drunkenly and you still want to call him your best guy friend. It's like, oh, we're still cool. Because they don't want to make it uncomfortable for them.
And they also
they don't want to cause
a little bit of it too. They kind of liked it. I'm not gonna say no, because if you really
we need someone to talk about that. But I do think that sometimes
a little bit, not all women. Because there is the fear, you know, especially with the guy.
There is definitely fear and uncomfortability, but
why then? My question would be, why keep that man as a friend if he violated
in the workplace,
boundaries?
In the workplace, it's
but she still said best. Nah, you can be cordial. I work with people that I hated, and hate is a strong word, that I dislike as well.
Man,
there's people that
shit,
right,
hate.
But I was able to still be cordial. We had a group assignment. We get it done. So that premise of, well, I still need to keep him as an ally or thing there. No, if you cross my boundary,
Some people don't want to cause a scene, and women are different.
but
Women feel
but
vulnerable.
I get it, but it's still a boundary. Like it's not. I'm not. If you're fearing for your life, then I
Understand.
get that. I get that. But if it's a boundary that he genuinely crossed, a lot of times we become too forgiving to what people do to us, which we're supposed to forgive. Yes. I even get the part of reconciliation. But if you feel there's a desire, right? The girl, if I want this girl, she's saying no, 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 and I still trying, that means I also don't respect her.
But also, we
In
have
a
to,
sense. You
but
see what I'm saying?
We also have to, and I'm not trying to say this to be a contrarian for women, but we have to, women, you have to be staunch on, I don't need your friendship. I'm okay. No, thank you. I've learned over the years that I don't need to be friends with everybody. It's like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to be friends with you. I'm fine. Like, no, we could just keep it out cordial. But I think sometimes women, they don't want to say no, or whatever the reason. You can say it in the comments. Please let me know. Maybe I can learn something. That no harm, no foul. Or once again, maybe I can gain something from this.
Right.
Like, somewhere in the back of your mind, you may not want to admit it, but once again, do I find my friend attractive? Being open and honest with that allows me to say that, okay, I do find him attractive. Do I find him attractive enough to do this? Do I? If they were to present me with this opportunity, would I be interested? Even if I was interested, is it worth me doing this?
Right.
You have to be open and honest with yourself as a woman too for why you want this friendship. Do you not find them attractive, but you like the fact that they give you attention?
Preach.
And they take you out on non-dates and they hang out with you and make you feel like you're not lonely, that they are a holdover until you find an actual man.
Preach.
I've seen these things. I ain't stupid. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not the case, then answer me why when women get into relationships, not that men don't do this too, but when it happens, I've seen it more with men, so that's my experience. They get into a relationship with the man for however long, the relationship dissolves, and then they come back to their friends, and then they'll hang out with their guy friends more, but then once they find another relationship,
I see that a lot.
They don't hang out with their guy friends.
See,
why can't we just be friends? I thought we were just friends. What is the threat if we're just friends?
Exactly.
What is the threat if we're just friends? And
you're hitting my points for me.
But we're not being honest with each other.
That's the thing. I think if we were more honest, because again, I have said this before, why it's like, there is times where you like somebody, they like you, you develop a form of friendship, meaning you get to know them, you're there for them, they're there for you, and then it builds into some more. But at least there's this stages that it goes through, or phases that it goes through, right? Even with the friends where they might not have liked each other, but you hang around somebody over time and stuff. I also get those. Yeah. But what I don't get, and why I say this for the premises, a lot of times these relationships are on the emphasis that one person likes the other. They can't have it, so they settle for friendship while still plotting and scheming, hoping for the next. And if now they don't find somebody else, and then they move on. But you see that all the time, where I've even, and this is so messed up in a way, but not really. When I was younger, I remember I was 21 years old. All right, I just about to finish school, doing my thing, and there was a girl that I was interested in. Right? She was like, "Nah, I'm cool." Why? Because she kind of talking, the talking phase, but not really dealing, because he ain't really want her like that, but he had his fun. I was like, all right, I'll be friends. All right, I'm going to be friends. But guess what that friendship came with? Oh, really? Oh, really? I'm sorry. Why is he doing that to you? Why is he? And I knew what I was doing. Right? I don't play those games anymore. I'm straightforward now. But I was like, oh, really? When that time came, bro, all you saw was me oozing out the words. Made her, got what I wanted, right? Then I realized she's sucky at a relationship. You see what I'm saying?
And do you see why I say
that's why? But
is it worth the headache?
But
And it wasn't.
It wasn't. But I never really wanted to really be friends with her. I'm being honest. What I really wanted
was the box.
I wanted to get her.
You wanted the box of chocolates.
Yeah, and I wanted to be with her, thinking that he ain't treat you right, but not seeing.
Back when you were a simp, I get it. Me too,
Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah. When I was young and didn't realize that I didn't have to do that. There's more in the sea, but I became a friend just so
You can have that opportunity.
And then I look back at life and I said, after that, bro, I said, never again am I just going to try to use a situation to manipulate, because that is actually fucked up in nature when you're manipulating it for your thing. Because vulnerable moments when you're trying to be vulnerable and you thinking somebody's your friend, and then you're using vulnerability to be like, to spin it to your own.
But then why aren't we also honest with ourselves? Just turn this light on real quick. Hopefully make this white.
Yeah, hit
that's
him.
Good. All right, cool. That
yeah, here we go.
And the sun going down. We want y'all to be able to see our face when we talk about this adult entertainment.
And a lot of people can relate to what I said, because men have done this in their past. All men, at least once they befriend a lady to try to get with them. Well, don't lie. Don't lie.
I was gonna I want to jump on that because we talked about this before the camera didn't film it. So as a man growing up, especially when you're younger, they teach you to, when you want to date a young woman or when you start getting to dating age, they teach you about being nice to a woman, saying nice things to her, giving her gifts, being polite, treating her like a lady, presenting yourself and doing these things for her, doing nice things for her with the intention that this is how you get a girl. You do these things and that's how you get a girl.
Right.
But that's wrong, because what they're basically telling you to do is you're doing this with the intention of getting a girl. You're presenting yourself in a manner that may not even truly be yourself, with the primary objective of courting this girl, dating this girl, having sex with this girl, whatever it is. They're not teaching you to do it because it's the right thing or how to deal with people properly.
To thy own self be true.
Go ahead. And even when I was younger, before I really understood, it's like I had I won't say an issue, but like I thought about like, well, I'm a good guy. I'm doing these things. I'm not speaking to her disrespectfully. I'm not calling her out her name. I don't hit her. I'm not cheating on her or nothing. I'm just, I'm a regular guy, like trying to have a regular relationship. Is like, well, how come she don't like me or whatever, this and that, or how come she's not, treating me right, whatever. And the problem is that you go into these relationships, friendships, whatever, thinking like doing these things with the goal of getting a woman, as opposed to just doing it because, like, I'm not trying to be with. I'm not nice to any of my female friends because I secretly want to do this in the hopes that they would whatever.
And that's good.
A friend,
and that's good. You can separate.
And I can also understand, like, so what if I do find you attractive? That doesn't mean I'm going to do anything with you. That doesn't mean I want to do anything with you. Even if I do want to do it with you, is it worth the headache? And if we've gotten this far, then obviously you can see my answer.
So that's the approach that I think a lot of men should take, right? Because we only can really speak on men. But, in the over scheme, yeah, women can do that too. If you find somebody attractive and stuff, you don't have to act on it. You can still remain friends, see if it's worth the headache, as he said. But yeah, that was just my premise, is that yes, when I asked that as like not as a clickbait per se,
that's a real question.
But I just saw in my life all these friendships that I kind of had with females, and I realized they weren't really authentic, because there was either one or the other. It's like ping pong or tennis, volleying and we're serving before we get to the real match to see what it really was, or it was on the sense that I wanted them. They probably were dealing with somebody else. I never broke up anything, but they probably talking to somebody else, and I just had to play the friendship role until.
But then my question to you would be, now here's where you have to get more introspective. Did you really like them, or was it your dick talking, or you were just attracted to them and you just happened to have a friendship?
I would say it would be a mixture. There's times where it was just my dick talking. There was times where I actually liked them, and also, like, how I do things is, bro, I call it a form of friendship, meaning I like to get to know a girl before I jump in, because sometimes when we dive in, right, and you could have saved yourself a lot of headaches,
A lot of trips to the
when you. Well, I've never been burning, but close call. No, I'm stopping.
Sponsored by Trojan, hopefully.
Trojan, man. But see, we could do it for y'all.
I'm down. I'll give you all the Trojan commercials.
No, but seriously, bro, like I was thinking about it, and yeah, there was times that it took me though a while to really grow up and to be a man, because also look at our inner city and our surroundings. A lot of men is not in the household.
They don't even know how to treat women.
They not, and then we're learning from either what TV has presented us, or maybe you're in a church or some religious institution.
Because all the men in the church know how to treat women.
Right. No, but seriously, like even with that, we didn't get a proper thing until sometimes you start searching and learning and
figure it out
your own and stuff, and then we grow into this thing. So there was times where I even had to apologize for my own actions as a young man. I never did anything too out of the box, but I
did
can
things in the box.
Yeah, but
come on, you gotta give me that one.
That's a fire on the mic. That was good.
You gotta give me that one.
That was good.
Give me that one.
No, but there was times where I realized that I wasn't really being so authentic with it. Like, made an approach and made it seem like it was one way, but I had another motive in mind, which people say nothing's wrong with that. But as you grow up in life, bro, like when I reached that 24, 25, I got out of another 4-year relationship, and I'm just like, yo, you know what? I'm going to do things differently now. I grew up, I had better role models, better people that I can look up to, and I realized that this is not the way I should be conducting certain things, right? Because the vicious cycle continues, right? Even though I never did anything, right? I have a nice approval rate. Girls mostly want to come back. But there's a few that I played it wrong. Maybe, you know what I mean? And for that, I do apologize, and I did apologize. I had their number and I did say sorry. But I utilized what I thought was me trying to be a friend, but it was more of a toxic behavior, because when you're a friendship and you're smooth like me when it comes to words. No, you are with words. So we can put words together, right? I put words together very well, and what happened was I can use an opportunity to not only uplift you but give me points as well, and to get that girl to like me. It's not really sincere. You see what I'm saying? And that's never, because that you make them fall in love or like you on a false pretense, because they're in their mind, they're looking, oh, this is a friend that happened. Oh, he's always been there. But in the guy's mind, they're trying to do what they're trying to do.
Should she take advantage of the fact that you're always there and over rely on you, like you said before, boyfriend duties?
But that's the fine line with
both of you,
with men and women, right?
Okay.
Like when you have how can I say it? When you have a friendship, where does the joy lie? Because for me and you, bro, we have done things for each other. We have, like, when I was in LAC, I remember you sent me like $200 when we were in there. Like, there's things that you have done when I was younger, and I return favors too. Like, not because I thought about that, but just it's friendship. Yeah, friendship is like that. There's times where we have talked about some serious matters. You see what I'm saying?
On a side note, I want to make a point about this. So men and women out there, if y'all have friendships with each other and whatnot, and y'all go out to eat, split that bill.
Easy.
Split that
Please
bill.
do.
If he's your friend, do not that's your
expect.
homie. If that's your homie, don't like. If
don't
he's
expect.
Don't expect him to pay or
Please
whatever. Don't be
don't.
like, well, if he's paying, now you're manipulating the friendship.
Yeah,
Don't
do
expect. Be like, hey, we friends. Don't worry about it. I got you this time. You got me. Treat it like a friendship.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's wrong. I've had female friends I've seen do that, and I'm like, that's wrong.
I'm gonna add
or don't
to
be
that.
like, oh, I forgot. Your ass ain't forget.
I'm gonna add to that side note. Yes, please. I second. I third. When y'all go places, if it's not a I got you, you got me the next. Split the shit. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Because that's not your friend.
You're relying too much on it.
That's your walking.
And then keep it real
that's
too.
Your walking purse.
If that's the case, then Give him the box because y'all friends with benefits. Let me stop.
Well, once again, be honest about your
Yeah.
intentions.
Yeah.
Because
We gotta stop using people.
I could talk to blue in the face about how men manipulate their relationships with women. I can
All
go
the
on
time.
We can make a whole nother 3 hours about that.
We are bad for that. We're sorry. Yeah, a lot of us do.
I ain't do that shit.
Yeah,
But no, seriously.
yeah,
But it's like
nigga.
at the same time, we're all playing the game of life and love. And everybody's trying to get the most without giving the most. And we can't say that women are absent from doing these things. Seeing women know that y'all going on multiple dates or whatever, you know, like, well, if he's paying, I'm going to get a free meal or whatever. I'm like, that's not cool. People work hard for their money. Imagine you were going on
Especially if you don't like them too. What?
Imagine if you're going on a date with a super handsome guy and he's talking about all these nice things and you're really into him or whatever. And then he's like, oh no, I lost my wallet. Somebody took my wallet. Really expensive meal. You wind up paying for it. You never hear from him again. You'll be like, he's a scumbag. But you going on the date and accepting the meal is perfectly fine. Like, that's not cool.
It's not.
I'm not saying you got to give him anything, but don't do that to people. That's wrong. You know?
Yeah, but bro, back to what we were talking about when it came to.
My bad. My
No, that's important. They need to know that. And a lot of times, bro, we go through this back and forth, and it's like a tennis match. And bro, if we were just more honest, then we can understand where the relationship lies, right?
Don't worry about that.
We can understand where the relationship lies. And that's what I'm having a problem with. A lot of times it's this gray area. Even if, what I was trying to say before that, even if it's a friends with benefits where you have a good friendship, but you occasionally want to fuck, let that shit be known. Yeah. That's it. That's cool. But what I don't like is, and I've done it too, but I've changed. I don't like this whole thing where you use each other and for a way, unless y'all both willing for that. If y'all both sign up for that shit, she's like, yo, I don't want a man, but you know, you here, we can hang out and do stuff like that, but you ain't getting no box. He's like, okay, I would like a nice pretty girl on my arm. Y'all have some kind of agreement, then go with that shit. But what happens is women looking for one thing, men is looking for another thing, and either or is trying to get what they want, right? Without any give or take. Without any give, yep.
The only way, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to just tell your friends that you're attracted to them, you want to have sex with them, whatever.
Damn.
I'm not telling you.
Yeah, okay. I hear that. Please don't. They're not ready for those convos.
Listen, you don't want to talk about the pink elephant in the room.
No.
I mean, if you are, that's cool. But I'm telling you that these are the things that I talk about in my own head with myself, because being honest with how I feel about people allows me to better navigate my emotions and my relationship with them.
That's true.
I can be honest and say, okay, if I let that slide with my female friend, would I let that slide with my male friend?
Because friendship is friendship, no matter the gender.
Friendship is friendship. So it's like, why did I let that slide with them, but not them? So what do they have? And that allows me to focus on this relationship and say that, is it because they're female? Is there sexual attraction in there? Do I have feelings for them? Like, I have to sit down and analyze, what am I doing here that I'm not treating this like I'm not giving the same friendship.
Right.
Granted that they're not obviously the same person, but doing that allows me to maybe see, like, what's really going on under the rug that I'm not paying attention to.
Exactly.
You know? So that's why I say you have to ask yourself these questions.
Definitely. On that note,
don't fuck your friends unless your friends want to fuck you and it's worth your time.
Yeah.
And make sure that, you know, you talk about, you're open about your adult entertainment tastes.
Yeah. This is Peep This One. I'm Maciah signing out. Hi, my name is Maciah. Will you join me? Live talk, relationship talk with Wise Guy and Maciah. Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Yep. All the above.
Subscribe,
comment. Listen to Wise Guy's music. Yo, more things is on the way. Look out for part 3 of this, where we ask some questions that we got from you guys, the fans.
Also, let us know in the comments. Do you think it's okay to hook up with your friends? Can men and women be just friends? Can you have attractive friends?
Can you?
Can you?
Can you?
I know I'm down for it.
Can you?
I'll be like, baby, you
Can
got
you?
attractive friends, it's fine.
I don't know.
Listen, I got an attractive friend right here because I'm my best.
Hey, I was about to say, hey, yo.
I'm the most attractive friend I got.
Hey, yeah. But this is Peep This Woman. I just want to say, hola.
Sorry.
I'm going to cut that out.